Yo, what's up, guys? It's Awesome Sports 13 here, and today I'm on a call with Curry Gaming, Monster Jam Dallas, and Pinchy08.
What up, guys?
How's it going, everyone?
Let's do this!
And I am here with Monster Jam Points Competition, Season 1, Event Number 4. So if you guys did not check out the last video, I reviewed the point standings at the end of the video, and the Lucas Stabilizer, and if I can find him, there he is, Monster Mutt Rottweiler, they were tied for first place with a total of 23 points. And then right behind them, also a tie for second, yes, right here, Golden Retriever, and if I can find him, where is, aha, there he is. Stinger Unleashed were both tied for second with a total of 19 points. And it should be a pretty good event tonight. And let's go ahead and get the points competition started, as we'll kick things off with the Lucas Stabilizer and Scooby-Doo. And round number 1 of event number 4 is underway. The first winner will be What a Race to kick things off. But as you guys can tell, the Lucas Stabilizer will continue his hot streak, getting the win over Scooby-Doo. Next up, we have Wildflower taking on Batman. And it's going to be Wildflower. Next up, we have Crustacean taking on Kraken. It's going to be, oh, what a race. But as you guys can tell, Crustacean will take the win over Kraken. Next up, we have Jurassic Attack taking on Superman. It's going to be, oh, another great race. What a way to kick things off in this event. As you guys can tell from going down of the aerial view, Jurassic Attack will take the win over Superman. Next up, we have Octonator taking on Time Flies. It's going to be, what a race. I'll have to look back at the replay, but that'll likely be a rerun. Alright guys, and I look back at the replay, and Octonator got the win just barely over Time Flies. But wow, what a way to kick things off in event number 4. Great racing so far. Next up, we have Big Kahuna taking on Rage. It's going to be another great race. I think that is Rage. And it is, getting the win over Big Kahuna. Next up, we have Max D taking on the purple Jurassic Attack. It's going to be Max D. Next up, we have Soldier Fortune Black Ops taking on Bulldozer. It's going to be Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Next up, we have the Global Avenger taking on Stone Crusher. It's going to be, what a race. I think that was Stone Crusher. And it is, getting the win over the Global Avenger. Next up, we have the Darkest Neo Bakugan Dragonoid taking on the Burn Victim Zombie. It'll be the Burn Victim Zombie. Next up, we have Lumberjack taking on the Monster Jam Stunt Truck. It'll be Lumberjack. Next up, we have Megalodon taking on Sparkle Smash. It'll be, what a race.
Ooh, did he come back?
And as you guys can tell from the top of the screen, looking at the aerial view, Megalodon will take the win over Sparkle Smash. Next up, we have Maximum Destruction taking on Boogie Van. It'll be, what a race again. I think that is Boogie Van. Let me take a quick look. And yes, Boogie Van will take the win over Maximum Destruction. Next up, we have the Red Primer Gravedigger taking on Monster Mutt Rottweiler, the person that is currently tied for the points lead. And what a race. I think that is Rottweiler, and yes it is, getting the win over Red Primer. Next up, we have the Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior taking on Monster Mutt Golden Retriever. It'll be, what a race. Look at that finish.
Wow.
And it will be Golden Retriever. Let's get a thumbnail. Hold on.
Ah, clever thumbnail idea.
It's a pretty good thumbnail. And he will get the win over the Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior. What a finish. Next up, we have Monster Mutt taking on the Yellow Zombie. It'll be the Monster Mutt getting the win over the Yellow Zombie. Next up, we have Velociraptor taking on Salvager. And it's going to be, what a race. I think that is Salvager. And it is, taking the win over Velociraptor. Next up, we have Earthshaker taking on Bad Company. And it's going to be Earthshaker. Next up, we have the event number 3 champion, Captain's Curse, taking on the Silver Wolf's Head. And what another good race! This is just good race after good race. And Captain's Curse will continue his hot streak, getting the win over the Silver Wolf's Head. Next up, we have the Purple Gravedigger the Legend taking on Blue Thunder. And it's going to be the Purple Gravedigger the Legend getting the win over Blue Thunder. Next up, we have the Green Ghost Gravedigger taking on Dragon. And it's going to be, what a race!
Oh my goodness.
And it's going to be Dragon getting the win over the Green Ghost Gravedigger. Next up, we have Full Charge taking on the Split Paint Job Avenger. And it's going to be the Split Paint Job Avenger. Next up, we have the Mercury Monster Mutt taking on Axe. And it's going to be, what a race. What a race that is, but the Mercury Monster Mutt will take the win over Axe. Next up, we have Wolf's Head taking on the World Finals 20 Avenger. And it's going to be, what a race. But it will be Wolf's Head, yes, taking the win over the World Finals 20 Avenger. Next up, we have Nightmare taking on Higher Education. And it's going to be, what a race. I think that's Higher Education, and it is, getting the win over Nightmare. Next up, we have Bad Habit taking on Monster Mutt Husky. And it's going to be Bad Habit. Next up, we have Bounty Hunter taking on the 25th Anniversary Avenger. And it's going to be, what a race. But as you guys can tell from the aerial view, the World Finals 20 Avenger will take the win over Bounty Hunter. Next up, we have Crush Cycle taking on Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And it's going to be, what a race. I think that is Crush Cycle.
Easily Crush Cycle.
And it is barely getting the win over Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Next up, we have Gravedigger the Legend taking on the second place, or tied for second place leader, Stinger Unleashed. And Stinger will get the win over Gravedigger the Legend. Next up, we have Monster Mutt Poodle taking on Ranger Rescue. And it's going to be Monster Mutt Poodle. Next up, we have Bakugan Dragonoid taking on Recreation. And it's going to be, what a race.
Imagine if Recreation took that. That would have been a huge upset.
And it's going to be Bakugan Dragonoid taking the win over Recreation. Next up, we have Excalibur taking on Backwards Bob. And it's going to be Excalibur, I think, will take that, and he does, getting the win over Backwards Bob. Next up, we have Storm Damage taking on Iron Outlaw. What a lead! Oh my goodness. Did he just blow that lead?
Oh, no. No way.
Oh, he didn't. As Iron Outlaw gets the win over Storm Damage. That would have been embarrassing. Next up, we have the Biker Zombie taking on Shaker. And it's going to be, what a race.
Shaker.
But it will be Shaker getting the win over the Biker Zombie. Next up, we have Zombie taking on Gravedigger. And it will be Zombie with a block. Next up, we have the Black El Toro Loco taking on Horsepower. And it will be, what a race. But it will be Horsepower taking the win over the Black El Toro Loco. Next up, we have Double Decker taking on El Toro Loco. And it's going to be, what a race, but it will be El Toro Loco taking the win over Double Decker. Next up, we have the Joker taking on Whiplash. And what a race, but it will be Whiplash taking the win over the Joker. Next up, we have Alien Invasion taking on the Orange Bad Company. And it will be the Orange Bad Company getting the win over Alien Invasion. In the final race of round number 1 will feature the Red Jester and Racing Stripes. And Racing Stripes will take the win over the Red Jester. Alright, you guys, and the 40 trucks that you currently see on the screen will get a total of 1 point for this event. Alright, you guys, and here's our matchups for round number 2. And we'll end off round number 2 with the Orange Bad Company and Racing Stripes. So, let's kick off round number 2 with the Lucas Stabilizer taking on Wildflower. Alright, you guys, and let's see if our current points leader can keep it up against Wildflower. And he will not, as he loses to Wildflower in round number 2. Next up, we have Crustacean taking on Jurassic Attack. And it will be Crustacean getting the win with a block. Next up, we have Octonator taking on Rage. And it will be, what a race! I think Octonator got him. And he did, getting the win over Rage. Next up, we have Max D taking on Soldier Fortune Black Ops. And it's going to be, what a race! I think that's Max D. And it is, getting the win over Soldier Fortune Black Ops. Next up, we have Stone Crusher taking on the Burn Victim Zombie. And it will be, what a race! Oh my goodness, that is like dead even.
Thunderroarus Avenger.
But as you guys can tell, as his tire is sticking out, the Burn Victim Zombie will take the win over Stone Crusher. Next up, we have Lumberjack taking on Megalodon. And it's going to be, what a race! I'm not entirely sure who that is. Let's go down. As you guys can tell from the aerial view, looking at the top of your screen, you can see right there at the top right that Lumberjack will take the win over Megalodon. Alright, you guys. Next up, we have Boogie Van taking on possibly the next point leader, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Let's see if he can take the points lead from the Lucas Stabilizer. And he will, getting the win over Boogie Van. Next up, we have a battle of the Monster Mutts. Monster Mutt Golden Retriever and the normal Monster Mutt. And it will be the Golden Retriever. Next up, we have Salvager taking on Earthshaker. And it will be Salvager taking the win over Earthshaker. Next up, we have our Event 3 champion, Captain's Curse, taking on the Purple Gravedigger the Legend. And I think that is the Purple Legend. And it is. And the event number 3 champion is out. Next up, we have Dragon taking on the Split Paint Job Avenger. And it will be Dragon. Next up, we have the Mercury Monster Mutt taking on Wolf's Head. And it will be, what a race. As you guys can tell, going down from the aerial view, barely, the Mercury Monster Mutt will take the win over Wolf's Head. Next up, we have Higher Education taking on Bad Habit. And it will be Higher Education. Next up, we have the 25th Anniversary Avenger taking on Crush Cycle. And what a race! Let's see who took it. As you guys can tell from the aerial view, the 25th Anniversary Avenger will take the win over Crush Cycle. Next up, we have Stinger Unleashed taking on Monster Mutt Poodle. And Stinger Unleashed will take the win over Monster Mutt Poodle. Next up, we have Bakugan Dragonoid taking on Excalibur. And it will be Bakugan Dragonoid. Next up, we have Iron Outlaw taking on Shaker. And it will be Iron Outlaw. Next up, we have Zombie taking on Horsepower. And it will be Zombie. Next up, we have El Toro Loco taking on Whiplash. And it will be El Toro Loco. In the final race of round number 2 will feature the Orange Bad Company taking on Racing Stripes. And it's going to be Racing Stripes. Alright, you guys, and the 20 trucks that you currently see on the screen will get a total of 3 points for this event. Alright, you guys, and here's our matchups for round number 3, and if you lose in this round, you'll get a total of 5 points for this event. So, we'll kick things off with Wildflower taking on Crustacean. And it's going to be Crustacean. Next up, we have Octonator taking on Max D. And it's going to be Octonator, I think. And it is, getting the win over Max D. Next up, we have the Burn Victim Zombie taking on Lumberjack. And it's going to be Lumberjack. Next up, we have the Battle of the Monster Mutts. Monster Mutt Rottweiler taking on Monster Mutt Golden Retriever. And it's going to be Golden Retriever with a block taking down the points leader. Next up, we have Salvager taking on the Purple Gravedigger the Legend. And it's going to be Salvager. Next up, we have Dragon taking on the Mercury Monster Mutt. And it's going to be, what a race.
Dragon.
but Dragon will take the win over Mercury Monster Mutt. Next up, we have Higher Education taking on the 25th Anniversary Avenger. And it's going to be the 25th Anniversary Avenger. Next up, we have Stinger Unleashed taking on Bakugan Dragonoid. And it's going to be what a race!
Dragonoid.
But it's going to be Bakugan Dragonoid getting the win over Stinger. Next up, we have Iron Outlaw taking on Zombie. And Iron Outlaw will take the win over Zombie. And the final race of round number 3 will feature El Toro Loco taking on Racing Stripes. And it's going to be Racing Stripes. Alright guys, and the 10 trucks that you currently see on the screen right now will get a total of 5 points for this event. Alright guys, and here's the matchups for round number 4. Obviously, in this round, we will need a fast loser, so the 2 trucks that have the best run that lost will have a shot at the fast loser if they lose. So, after this, there will be 6 trucks, and if you lose in this round, you'll get a total of 7 points for this event. And let's go ahead and kick things off with Crustacean taking on Octanator. And it's going to be Octanator. Next up, we have Lumberjack taking on Golden Retriever. And it's going to be Golden Retriever. Next up, we have Salvager taking on Dragon. And it's going to be Salvager. Next up, we have the 25th Anniversary Avenger taking on Bakugan Dragonoid. And what a race! But as you can tell, the 25th Anniversary Avenger will take the win over Dragonoid. And the final race of the quarterfinals will feature Iron Outlaw and Racing Stripes. And it's going to be... what a race! Good save there by Racing Stripes, but that'll cost him as Iron Outlaw will take the win. Alright you guys, and here's the matches for the quarterfinals, but as you guys can tell, we need a fast loser to face Iron Outlaw, and I look back at the races to see who had the best runs. Ooh. And here they are, Crustacean and Bakugan Dragonoid. And it's going to be Dragonoid coming back. Alright you guys, and the 4 trucks that you currently see on the screen right now, Lumberjack, Dragon, Crustacean, and Racing Stripes, they will get a total of 7 points for this event. Alright you guys, and here's the matchups for the quarterfinals. We'll kick things off with Octanator and Golden Retriever. And who is going to the semifinals of event number 4? And what a race! I think that is Octanator. And as you can tell from going down, Octanator is going to the semifinals. And who will face Octanator in the semifinals? Salvager or the 25th Anniversary Avenger? And it's going to be the 25th Anniversary Avenger. Next up, we have Iron Outlaw taking on Bakugan Dragonoid. This is the last race of the quarterfinals. And it's going to be Iron Outlaw. Alright, you guys, so I took a look back at the races to see who the 2 trucks were that were going to be in the semifinals for a fast loser spot against Iron Outlaw. And here they are, Bakugan Dragonoid and the Monster Mutt Golden Retriever. And it's going to be Dragonoid. Alright you guys, so Salvager and Bakugan Dragonoid will both get 9 points for this event. Alright you guys, and here is the semifinals for series. The points competition event number 4. Inside of Octanator, we have Riley McCord. Inside of the 25th Anniversary Avenger, we have Monster Jam Dallas. Inside of Iron Outlaw, we have Monster Jam Planet. Inside of Golden Retriever, we have Diecast Collection Video Arts. So, who is going to the championship race? of event number 4? The Octanator or the 25th Anniversary Avenger? And it's going to be... that is close. Oh, but going down, as you can see from the aerial view, the 25th Anniversary Avenger is going to the championship race. And who is taking on the 25th Anniversary Avenger in the championship race? Monster Jam Planet in Iron Outlaw or Diecast Collection Video Arts in Golden Retriever? It is going to be Monster Mutt Golden Retriever headed to the championship race. Alright you guys, and the 2 trucks that you currently see on the screen, you guys did super well but better luck next time in event number 5. Octanator and Iron Outlaw, Riley McCord, and Monster Jam Planet. You'll get a total of 11 points for this event. And now, my friends, we are down to 2. Inside of the 25th Anniversary Avenger, we have Monster Jam Dallas. And inside of Monster Muck Golden Retriever, we have Diecast Collection Video Arts looking for his second win. And he will likely be the points leader after this event. So, the winner of event number 4 is going to be none other than Monster Jam Dallas in the 25th Anniversary Avenger. You have won and have gotten yourself a total of 15 points in the event, or in the standings, the point standings. Congratulations to you. So sorry to Monster Muck Golden Retriever, Diecast Collection Video Arts. You did so well. Better luck next time, but I do have good news for you, man. You are likely the points leader, as you got yourself a total of 13 points for this event. Coming into this event, you were tied for second place. But, yeah, these two trucks have definitely just gotten themselves a big leap in the point standings. So let's go ahead and add up the point totals right now. Alright guys, I took a quick look at the point standings, and I added up the points total, and here they are. So like I said, Monster Muck Golden Retriever, Diecast Collection Video Arts is in first place with a total of 32 points. Monster Jam Planet and Iron Outlaw sits at second, where Rottweiler sits at tied for second. And how about the 25th Anniversary Avenger going all the way up to number 4? And, yeah, I did not mean to do that. But, yeah, there we go. So make sure you just look for your truck here. Captain's Curse going to 22 points. Falling down a little bit. Time Flies and Global Avenger all up there with 20. Octanator made a pretty big leap. He's all the way up at 15 in the point standings. Lumberjack also made a pretty good leap. He went all the way up to 23. And just look for your name or your truck here. Make sure you go check out the Field of Trucks video if you forgot which truck that you are in. And yeah, no longer Bad Company is no longer in last place. He is in 70th with 6 points. And Nightmare is having a nightmare, as he is at a total of 4 points. And if you have 4 points, that means you have, in all 4 events, you have been eliminated in round 1. So, Gravedigger the Legend, Ranger Rescue, the Joker, Double Decker, Maximum Destruction, and Nightmare have all lost in round number 1, which is embarrassing. But yeah. And, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Of course, like I said, Monster Muck Golden Retriever, I knew would be our points leader. He leads by 4 points. And I'll see you guys in event number 5.